Hi Stampers, this is Dawn and today we're going to make this card. I made this one for my husband for Father's Day this year. Isn't it adorable? Love it. And it's a Z-fold, so it opens up like this. So adorable. Alright, so let me show you the stamp set. Okay, so even though I used it as a Father's Day card, you could give this to a new father or even a birthday card. So look at the stamp set has many greetings. Just the one is focused on a dad or a father. But this one says your top shelf, cheers to you, sending you an old-fashioned birthday card, and then straight up you're the best. And then of course it's got the canter and the glass. But it's such a sweet little stamp set. All right, so let's go ahead and give you the measurements of the card. Okay, so I'm using the Early Espresso, and this piece is cut at 4 1/4 by 11, and we're going to score this together. Then I have a piece of Whisper White. This piece is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And then for the designer paper, this is from the In Good Taste designer paper, and this piece is cut at 2 5/8 by 4 1/8. And I'm also using this sheet here to make like a little shelf, so we'll cut that out when we get to that section of the card. But that's from the In Good Taste designer paper. And then these two pieces I cut out with the layering square dies. Okay, so I used the Whisper White and the Early Espresso. And the Whisper White size for the die is about 2 5/8 square. And then the scallop one is 3-inch square with the scalloped. Okay, all right, so let's grab our trimmer. Okay, so first we're going to score. This is going to be on the 11-inch side. And we're going to score at 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. We're going to fold our score lines. Using my bone folder, I'm going to burnish the edges. And then that's your Z-fold card. Isn't that awesome? So now we're going to do some stamping. We're going to grab some Whisper White. And I have the stamps already on blocks. And I got a mask that I've already done ahead of time. And let me share with you what I did for that. So I took some copy paper and I stamped the canter onto the copy paper. And then I hand cut it out as close as I could to the line of the image. And then I just put some removable adhesive on the back side so it's temporarily sticky. Okay? So then we're going to go ahead and grab our Memento ink. And I'm going to stamp this first. Okay, and then I'm going to grab my masking and I'm going to place that right over top of that image that we just stamped. Then we're going to take the little glass and we're going to stamp one on each side of it. Just like that. Let me grab my take your pick tool and I'll grab that off of there. So there you go. So it looks like they're sitting there in a cluster. It's so nice. And look how the bourbon or the whiskey canter is sitting in front of the glasses. That's what I love about masking. So now we're going to go ahead and stamp the greeting over here. And I'm going to punch this out with the Label Me Fancy punch. Just like that. All right, I think that's all the stamping for right now. So let's go ahead and put the Memento ink away. So now we're going to go ahead and color. We're going to use our Stampin' Blends. I'm using the Smoky Slate Light, the So Saffron Light, the Mango Melody Light, and the Pool Party Light. So first I'm going to go ahead and add the So Saffron Light. And I'm going to add the So Saffron right in the center of like where the bourbon or the whiskey would be. And I think bourbon is like a yellowish golden color, right? I don't drink bourbon, but anyway, so we're kind of going for that look. Okay, then we're going to take the light of the Mango Melody and we're going to color the top of the edge of where the whiskey would be. So cute. And then we're going to take the Pool Party light, and this one we're just going to highlight all the shadowed areas on the Cantor and also on the glasses. And then I'm also going to touch on the ice cubes in the glasses. Okay, you know what? I'm going to grab that Whisper white piece that goes on the inside because I'm going to stamp my glass in there. So let me grab my Memento ink again. This time I'm just going to go ahead and stamp a glass at the bottom left corner. Just like that. And then I'm going to take the greeting. It says, straight up, you're the best. Hopefully I can stamp this straight. Let me do a test run here. Yep, that looks pretty good. So it's going to go in the center. Just like that. And then I want to color that glass is mainly what I wanted to stamp that for right now. So we're going to go ahead and color the glass on the inside just like we did on the front. Just color a little smudge underneath that glass so it's like sitting on a table. All right, so now we're just going to go ahead and cut this out. So let me grab my paper snips. Okay, so there that is. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and punch out this greeting here. We're going to use the Label Me Fancy punch. Just going to, actually, let me cut this down a little bit. Just to slide in here. Just like that. Go. Yep, that looks really good. Punch that out. Now this also has a little punch for like a ribbon hole punch, and then also a slot punch right there. Can you see that on that punch? So you get 3 images punched for this one punch. It's really awesome. All right, so now let's go ahead and put our card together. So now we're going to go ahead and put our layers on the card. So I'm going to go ahead and put my adhesive on the white. Onto the early espresso. This is where this is going to sit on the front, just like that. This panel is going to go on the front on the left hand side for the Z fold. Just like that. This is going to go on the inside. Okay, and now we're going to pop this up on dimensionals, but before we put this onto our square, we're going to cut that designer paper. Remember me mentioning that? So we're going to grab our paper snips again, and we're going to cut like a little shelf. So I'm going to cut this strip right here. Okay, so there's our shelf. And then one other thing that I did do to the shelf part, and add a gold strip. Now you can cut your gold foil sheet at 1/8 of an inch. So it's really, really super thin. But this came from that Forever Gold specialty paper that we used last week in a video to make these cards. Remember that? Well, this was left over. So I seen that on my desk and I thought, well, I'll just go ahead and add that to this card for my husband. Why not? So, but this is cut at about 1/8 of an inch. All right, so it's really super little, but we're just going to put this right onto the shelf just like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and run some adhesive on that. And then we're just going to cut that down. Okay, take my snips, cut that off. Okay, so now this is going to go onto our square here. I'm just going to put adhesive on the center. going to go in the center towards the bottom of our square. And then our little whiskey set will go onto the shelf just like that. So we're going to pop this up on dimensionals. It's going to sit right onto the shelf just like that. Isn't that cute? And then our greeting, we're going to also put this on a dimensional. But I'm going to put the dimensional towards the inside here. Because remember, this is going to go on the front. We don't want it to interfere with the opening of the card. So I'm going to take this edge here and I'm going to kind of wiggle it underneath that whiskey canter here. Just like that. Okay, and you don't want it to show on the back because then it will stick down to the front of the card, or on the inside of the card, should I say. All right, now we're going to go ahead and put some adhesive along the left-hand side. And then this is where you're going to take your card, and you want to make sure that the front here, this square, covers up that inside of that part of the card. Just like that. Isn't that awesome? All right, now we're going to add one more thing. We're going to add something that I call man glitter, which is the Winkastella. And this is just going to touch on the glass part of all the sets here. So we're going to touch on the glasses and a little bit of the ice cube and then also the little canter here. Okay, so there you go. Isn't that adorable? So then the card sits up like that. So remember, this set is not just for a dad. It could be for anybody, especially if they like bourbon or any kind of whiskey. But it's such an adorable stamp set. Okay, so if you have any questions, let me know, and I'll have all the items listed down below. And then don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss any future videos. Okay, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you later. Bye.